Welcome in, folks. September is National Recovery Month, so we wanted to bring in our folks from Blair County Drug and Alcohol Partnerships. We have Ryan here from Rise for Recovery. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what Rise for Recovery is and what are some of the things you guys do?
Sure. Rise for Recovery is an organization that's made up of persons in recovery, family members, people who care about those who are affected by this disease, community advocates, partners. Anybody can really be a part of it. And the goal is to make sure that the public understands that disease is an addiction and that treatment does work, that people do recover and they lead happy and healthy lives. And we want to see Blair County really become a place of a compassionate community that really facilitates recovery and is there and ready to help people take those steps when they're ready to lead a new life. And so, we accomplished that with some advocacy work. Last year we did the big Central PA Recovery Walk in Hollidaysburg. We've done some events. We do some just kind of fun things for people in early recovery to show them that they can have some fun and gather with other people in a healthy, sober environment. And our Arts and Recovery Night is a big thing we do every year. We do a candlelight vigil for every year for overdose victims. And then our Facebook page is a real big place for a lot of our advocacy, just to get out the idea so people understand when they hear about addiction that people recover. And there are people in recovery all over in our community leading happy and healthy lives, and you may not even know it.
So for National Recovery Month, trying to get some information out there to the public, because tell us a little bit about this. There are resources for people who may not think they exist if they are in recovery or do struggle from an addiction.
Yeah, National Recovery Month is obviously it's a national movement, but that's advocacy is the big idea behind this, and there are all kinds of resources. So Blair Drug and Alcohol Partnership is an excellent thing that we are very blessed to have in our community. And I've been at stuff in other places of this in the state, and I happen to know that a lot of counties in Pennsylvania look to Blair County as a place that really understands the power of second chances in supporting people. So calling Blair Drug and Alcohol Partnership is a great first step if you are suffering now, or if you know someone who's suffering and you want some answers and some information about what you can do, what the first thing to do is. And they have a 24-hour number, and that's a great first step for anybody who wants to know any more about this.
And then for people who let's say are sitting at home and maybe not have a personal relationship with somebody who is going through recovery or has an addiction, or never had that themselves, why is it important for them to have this information? I know covering some of these events and things like that in my news side, there's a stigma around addiction. Why is it important to break that stigma and make it so that more people can help each other?
I think we all need to understand that this truly is a disease, that it's not a moral failing. These people aren't dumb, they're not garbage, they're not anything like that. The fact is they have a disease and it might cause them to do hurtful things. But when you understand first and foremost that it's a disease, you start to treat it with that mindset. And for the person who still suffers, they need to know that, yeah, it's a disease, but there is treatment, that it does work, because you can feel so incredibly hopeless when you're in that situation. And then I think family members and friends, they feel that hopelessness too. And so they need the message that recovery is real and possible, but they also need to learn about how to help in the right way, and how to, maybe protect themselves, but also to learn. Really, it's important to know how to love and help and support in the right way. So that's why breaking the stigma is important. That's why education is so important.
Ryan, finally, before we go, how can people get more information as this month goes on?
On Facebook, the Rise for Recovery Facebook page. If you search Rise for Recovery, it's the first one that comes up. Follow us on Facebook, like us. We use that for a lot of information. Blair Drug and Alcohol Partnership has a great website with some resources on it. And again, if you are suffering yourself, or if you know someone who is suffering and want to know what the first step is to find a new way of life, calling Blair Drug and Alcohol Partnership is a great place to start.
Ryan, thank you so much for taking
Sure.
and giving us this information.
Absolutely.
Folks, we have much more still to come. Stay with us.